Welcome, moon lovers. This is Imber, and I've got Curious Kat with me here today, and every day we do this. And we are here to take 8 minutes on the clock to discuss a key takeaways for us for unlocking the magic within. All right, so Kathy, to start, I've got some excitement happening always at the full moon, right? So we are in that full moon energy, and we've been doing something a little bit different this last month of integrations, of pulling together the topics that we've experienced over the last year. And in the full moon inside our academy, our collective group, our community, we do ritual. And as we walk through the entire moon phase, we start with our Divine Art Alchemy, and we've been excited and sharing that with you over the last couple of weeks, what that looks like with all of these topics. And then we do, for the first quarter moon, we do Esoteric Truth or Dare. And we take meditative questions that are deeper questions for us to uncover about ourselves and our environment, and then action items, possible action items to take throughout the month. And then it's ritual time for full moon. So we actually do rituals. Because we're going through these topics slowly and doing this a little bit differently, I want to share with you the 3 topics, the 3 months that we're discussing today. And Kat, I can't wait to hear about some of your ritual experiences or anything you want to share about these. We're wide open today. But our topics, we're focused on offerings. Offerings is a fun topic. We're talking with offerings about the responsibility and the generosity that we feel and share into the world, and shining a light on our symbiotic relationships. Then we have dimensions. Dimensions. That was about patience and wisdom. And for the full moon, we were finding a light in our darkest moments. Where do we find that light? And then our topic of realizations, accountability, the redemption from that. And for the full moon, what are energetic boundaries? So with 3 months of beauty for you to unpack there, but share with us some of your key takeaways for that, for those topics.
Well, as always, I'll take them just one by one, and I'd like to share. So for you guys, once again, on the podcast, come to YouTube and watch us there. It's not great always to watch us, of course, because we like little talking heads. But sometimes we have visuals, especially this time, since we are doing this so different than what we typically do for it's that accountability for being present in each cycle, each phase of the moon, and in each phase of our life. And so with that, talking about
listening, we'll do our best to describe everything going on too, for the visual.
Right. And so really the offerings were that talking about the simple aspects of life, because there's magic in the mundane, and really to be in those playful behaviors so that we tease that out, which is actually where the Divine Art Alchemy came from, is because of so many times we don't take time to play. We don't take time to sit with ourselves. And so having just a simple creative process where you can cut and glue, anybody can do that, right? But what that does, it actually unlocks the magic within you so that you start looking at your life creatively. And so for me, I'll share my Divine Art Alchemy. It was a lot of going back to the colors and really getting playful with it and feeling. So I've had the balloons, and then by the end of the cycle, I add little things that I found. So this was one of the things that I found. So I created
it was beautiful in there. Yeah.
I created a little pocket because I didn't want to glue it down, but yet wanted to honor it for that space. So really for me, it's the accountability and the being witnessed, being heard, and really having a place to have sacred rituals and have a space with others that are growing. So I think that's really important. For dimensions is was about that releasing the hustle culture. So which was perfect right off of that playfulness. And so by releasing the hustle culture, it was actually also a time that we shared ourselves in the Mystic South. And so once again, playing with those colors and
Oh,
just
lots of purple. I love the purple. And what is
isn't
that little dangling pocket of just curiosity and beauty you have there?
this is our wisdom, this is our words, because if you'll notice, there's very few of them actually on there, but there's so much wisdom in words, right? That's what the human language, or the any language, was created, so that we have our physical expression of ourselves, but we also can take, because once again, in Luna's Vault Academy, we provide words to for people to contemplate. And so sometimes I don't want it to be on the exact board here, but yet I do want to still have that as a resource for me. So I think, and then the pouch came from the Mystic South, which is what made me think, oh, there's
Yeah.
so put
Okay.
that
That's
on
so
there.
cool.
So
I've
yeah,
got
and
a pouch
incorporating,
too, so I guess on mine. So yeah, that
yes.
makes sense.
But incorporating like our travel and just really, having fun with it. And for me, it was the elements, and really just looking at that, receiving messages through source. Like that was really a big topic, because going back to our patience and wisdom, that was something that I wanted to experience. So it's like, where does that come from? And then lastly is that realizations, and what that looks like in managing change. And so I think this is for anyone who's in their 50s, 40s, 50s, 30, whatever, 60s. We're managing change. And do you do that with grace, or do you do that with beating yourself up because you don't look like what you think you should look like in your mind's eye? From like, that was something I just couldn't imagine myself, what I would look like older. And so this has really been beneficial in this process, to actually go through and have that accountability and that redemption, and saying, what is it that I want to experience and manage in my change. And so I do it with
Time's
love.
up.
Oh, and art. Well, yeah, we did cover a lot in that 8 minutes, and it feels like it's like, oh, go. So once again, come into the academy and play with us, talk to us. But what was your key takeaway?
I loved what you said about the change. That's something that I really dive into a lot and experience a lot. And I've always found that I am great at change. Love it, right? I'm an Aries and I've had a lot of change in my life, and I love to manifest that change and move it and make change happen. And as time goes on and as I age, I had realized in realizations, I'm not as graceful with the changes I used to be. Yet I help people through change. So it was such a beautiful realization, and ways to nurture myself. And that was a really big month for me. And that was my key takeaway.
Yes, I very much agree with that. As yeah, at helping people to navigate change and really facilitate it. And so much of my life practice has been like, oh, let's do it. Not being an Aries, I'm a Scorpio. I want to go deep, and I want to go deep fast. And so
Yeah.
like, hold on, hold your nose, whatever you got to do, but we're going. So, right. I love it. I think this is really exciting and very empowering, and would love to hear your key takeaways. Anybody that's listening, what is it for you? What is it that you'd like to experience in life, and how can you see it come forth with ease and grace and flow? And if you would like some support, come join us inside the academy. We'd love to have you there. So send us a DM, an email, any smoke signals, whatever you feel like, you can contact us the best, because being intuitive, we can feel you, we know you're there, and it's just a matter of knocking on the door, and we're welcome you with open arms. So until we meet again on our last quarter, we'll see you soon.
Happy manifesting.
Happy manifesting.